Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. It is a new week here in Call of Duty, and that means we've got a handful of new updates inbound. It is actually the final full week of Season 2 here in Black Ops 7 and Warzone, and that means a handful of things. We still have one final weekly update for this week. We also have some major announcements inbound. Going off of Call of Duty's track record for marketing, that means sometime this week we should start to get official information on Season 3. Some teasers, some trailers, eventually a full-on roadmap and blog detailing all the new maps, modes, weapons, all the different content updates and various new features coming in Season 3. We also might have some kind of surprise announcement based on a new Xbox post. I want to preface this by saying this is simply speculation, but of course, this past weekend, things went absolutely crazy around the Modern Warfare brand. With the resurgence of Modern Warfare 2019 on Steam, we've been talking about it over the course of the past few days. The game went on sale and absolutely took off. It was passing the COD HQ player count on Steam. It was passing the Battlefield 6 player count. Like, so many people back on Modern Warfare. There's so much attention and hype behind that name right now. And with Modern Warfare 4 being the game coming later this year, there's a lot of people assuming, okay, maybe we're going to get some kind of teaser, some kind of announcement here soon. It just so happens, if that were to happen, that this week there's another prime opportunity. Xbox ended up posting this earlier on today, announcing they've got a new Xbox partner preview event happening on March 26th at 10 a.m. Pacific. They don't name anything with Call of Duty though, so that's why this is simply speculation. I want to preface that heavily, but they do say join us for an Xbox partner preview on March 26th for updates from Stranger Than Heaven, The Expanse, Osiris Reborn, Stalker 2, new reveals, and more. So like, possible if they wanted to slip in a little teaser for Modern Warfare 4 at some point in this, they absolutely could. They could, you know, do a little logo reveal or something like that. It's also possible nothing about Call of Duty is included in this partner preview whatsoever, but it's something to keep an eye on for sure, because I mean, just going into the marketing hype, this is a really good opportunity for Infinity Ward and for Call of Duty to potentially do something. Beyond that though, we've actually got several new details on upcoming updates here for Black Ops 7 and Warzone, some for this upcoming week, some potentially reserved for Season 3. First up here, I want to take a look at the Trello boards. We haven't visited these in a few days, and there's actually been a handful of new updates to the global Trello that we're on now, and then also on the Warzone Trello too. So initially here with global issues, they are still looking into the Genesis and Apocalypse camos not animating correctly, so that will eventually be updated more here, but still something that's just under investigation for the time being. In multiplayer, the Danger Close wildcard does not consistently provide an additional piece of lethal equipment on initial spawn, so kind of defeats the whole purpose of that wildcard. They're going to go through and update that. The one-man army challenge progress is not currently tracking either. They've still got listed with zombies, the lock shot may be given during the Seed Relic trial on Astra Malorum, not intended. Then with endgame here, one issue under investigation still, newly added Dark Ops calling cards do not display their correct descriptions once you actually unlock them. But then they also have a fix scheduled for event weapon camos not equipping and appearing in game, so they will update that so you can actually use that stuff correctly. Now let's jump over to the Warzone Trello. So here we've seen several updates over the course of the past few days. Last week we ended up talking about several of these, but since then they have gone through and updated even more new things here. So for example, they are investigating the issue preventing players from earning the Primus Dempsey skin in Black Ops Royale after you complete the challenge. So you could go through, you could do all the contract requirements and criteria for that and still not end up getting the skin, which would suck, of course. So they are looking into that. Everyone will be able to get that skin correctly, and hopefully they retroactively give it to players who have the challenge completed once they go through and they fully fix that, of course. They're also looking into an issue preventing the Berserker perk from functioning when a player has the quick fix perk equipped, so there could be some crossover issues going on with those two combined. Just a heads up, if you're using both of those on your class setup, it might be causing some issues there. They're also investigating an issue causing some weapon attachment kits to get stuck inside of geography across the map, obviously referencing Black Ops Royale and Avalon here. I've had it several times where I find a weapon attachment kit and it's stuck in a rock, or it's like under a little bit of a bump in the hillside or something, and you can't actually pick it up, which in certain cases is really frustrating when you sit there like, okay, I finally got the gun I want to upgrade. Oh, and this rock is blocking my gun from going from gray to green, so that's a bummer. They are looking into that. They'll fix some geography issues there. Then also they are looking into a new issue causing Black Ops Royale challenges in general to not unlock here either. So that'll be updated at some point here in the near future. Very possible we see some random patch notes drop throughout this week. Of course, if that happens, you guys know I'm gonna keep you informed with everything going on in COD, the latest updates, all the latest news and info. So if you want to be up to date with all of that stuff, be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications. It's also possible that we do see several of these things reserved for the season 3 update on April 2nd and just included in the massive list of patch notes we'll have once that update drops. Now, originally, if you're always following and looking out for free rewards here in COD, this upcoming weekend was supposed to be a pretty big one for free rewards because we've got the CDL Major 2 event happening, and with every single major event in the CDL, we usually end up having these viewership rewards where you watch for certain hours on certain days and you end up getting some new unlocks. Detonated originally ended up reporting on this, starting March 27th, there were originally going to be 15 plus free rewards you could go through and unlock. This included a new Dravik blueprint here, a couple of filler things like some double XP, some double weapon XP, some emblems, some calling cards, things like that. However, it seems this is all severely broken because if you go to the CDL viewership site and look at all the rewards here, they say an update on Major 2 viewership rewards. An unintended technical issue is preventing the Major 2 viewership rewards program from functioning as planned. We're actively working on a fix. These rewards will return during a future broadcast. More details are going to come ahead of season 3 and Major 3 there. So it seems like whatever's going on in the back end here, whether it's on Twitch's side or what, is breaking the viewership rewards. So this upcoming weekend, unless they have some kind of instantaneous fix that they find over the course of this week, it doesn't seem any of these viewership rewards are going to be active. Just a heads up there. If you've been in the streams, you might have seen like Nightbot in the chat spamming this same, hey, there's an issue going on. The Major 2 rewards are not working. So unfortunately, this last little content drop for season 2 is not going to fully happen because of some behind the scenes bugs and glitches. So we've got bugs and glitches in game, and we've got bugs and glitches just simply watching the game as well. Of course, though, we still have some in-game updates inbound later on this week, specifically on Thursday with our final weekly challenge update. We will have all the weekly challenges open up in full here, and that means you can go through and unlock your seasonal mastery camo if you've been keeping up with all the weekly challenges up until this point. And there will be a new reward. Usually the last week of a season is typically a blueprint reward, so nothing too crazy there. No major aftermarket part or weapon drop or anything like that, but we will have our final new weekly challenges for season 2 drop, and you can get all of your camos for the weekly challenges as well. And then, of course, as I mentioned at the start of the video, because this is the final week of the season, that means this week we should have a handful of marketing things drop for season 3, potentially dev talks, roadmaps, trailers, blogs, all sorts of things like that regarding the season 3 content and updates. Raven has already been teasing a little bit of stuff here recently, saying that Black Ops Royale and General Battle Royale has some big updates planned for season 3. There's a lot of talk about potential map rotation finally fully happening for big map, where we could switch between Verdansk and Avalon just on a cycle here rather than having to play one mode specifically on each of those maps, which could be pretty crazy. We've got obviously some other confirmed things for season 3 already. We actually just covered over the weekend a lot of the confirmed and known details for this seasonal update. So if you guys haven't caught that video yet, feel free to go and check it out. And what do you know, in the midst of me editing this video, we ended up getting our very first look at season 3 here. So Call of Duty ended up posting this earlier on today. Raise the stakes. Javelin brings precision and power to season 3, coming to Black Ops 7 and Warzone on April 2nd. We already knew April 2nd was going to be that launch date according to the Battle Pass countdown timer, but we do get our first official look at our main operator, Javelin here. The season 3 art going to be like a blue theme. Don't really get too much information out of this outside of just the look of one specific operator, but nonetheless, our first official season 3 reveal is now out, and we should expect several more throughout the week. Despite it just being the last week of a season, which typically not too much stuff is going on, there's actually quite a few things on the horizon to look out for here in the next few days. And that being said, that's going to wrap things up for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, you found it helpful, do me a favor, drop a like. It's always seriously appreciated. And if you're new here, you want to stay informed with absolutely everything going on in the world of COD, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.